Hey everybody, Tim here from Rat Daddy Studios. Today is Sunday, September 24th, another month almost gone. I've been on vacation for a week and then came back to my office and got my ass handed to me for a week. So haven't done a whole lot of modeling, but did finish one thing today. I got another piece to show you that I finished a couple weeks ago. And but other than that, went to Virginia to see a couple of my kids and enjoyed some cooler weather. Low 50s in the evenings and upper 60s, low 70s during the day. Had a great time, hit a bunch of antique stores and thrift stores up there, scored some cool stuff. Nothing in the way of models, but got some cool die-cast stuff and some other stuff, car-related stuff, and a few things. Let's see, what all did I get? Well, if you're on my Instagram, you probably already saw it, but I got a Buddy L Woody Wagon from 1961 that I picked up for $27. It's just absolutely near mint. Beautiful piece. I'll show you that later on. One of the coolest things I got was a Krager Wheels mug that's shaped like a lug nut. It's called a Chug-a-Lug. And they were only available if you bought a set of Krager wheels. I think late 70s, early 80s, it was a promotion. And had to do some finagling with the seller on that one, but finally got a decent price on it. It's in really good shape. I'm going to do a little polishing on it, but it looks good. Just a cool piece. I love Krager wheels. They were always my favorite back in the day. Lots and lots of my models have those wheels on them now. I still love them, the old traditional 5 spokes. I love the racing wheels too, just to look up them from back then. So they're on a lot of my models that I've built. But anyway, show you what I'm finishing up here. Just finished pretty much today. This is the Suyata Sopwith Camel, and this is the actual kit box. And I got turned onto this from one of Jess's live feeds. One of the guys that was on the live feed with her was building this during the live feed, and I asked him. I'd never seen it before. They're cartooned, so it's not an egg plane, but it looks a lot like the Deals Wheels kits from back in the day, which I love because I'm a huge Dave Deals fan. And it turns out they make that one. They make the Red Baron kit. I showed you that on a previous video, and then they make a third one. I think it's maybe a Messerschmitt or something like that. But anyway, there's 3 of them. Not a Messerschmitt, but it's another old school plane like that. But anyway, so I may get that one too. I've got the Red Baron plane, the Fokker, so I may build that one soon too. But anyway, this is the finished product, which is really cool. And what they do is they give you 2 complete fuselages. One is clear and one is solid color. Now, one thing they didn't do is on the clear portion of it, the cowl, the engine cowl, is molded to the clear fuselage half. And on the colored side, it's a separate piece. The entire cowl is molded in red. Well, I wanted the phantom view right down the middle. So what I did is just took this red piece here, drew a line out on it, at the halfway point, and just took my hacksaw blade, cut it in half, and then smoothed it where it would fit up nice to this. Had to do the same thing with this inner ring here that adheses on the clear side. Just cut that where it's no big deal. So I got that nice true split down the middle, the phantom view, which is what I wanted. It's really cool that this thing has a complete interior. Hopefully you can see that. All the little running gear and handles and the dash and everything, the sight, the guns. You can see the inner workings of the motor there on that gigantic rotary engine. You can see, and then you can see the cylinder heads in there. So I thought this was really cool. But on the same token, it's cartooned. Obviously, the body's scrunched up. I love the bomb on the bottom. It's an old fuse type bomb. Reminds me of the old Spy versus Spy type bombs. But this went together really nicely. It's pretty much a snap kit, but I glued some of it just because it was a little too rickety to suit me. So I glued some things together just to make it sturdy, but it's got a really nice finish. It's almost like a satin, the plastic, and really nice decals. I just did these a little while ago with some decal sets, so they're still a little blurbly looking there, but still just have to do the figure. It does come with this guy here. It comes with the decal eyes. You just have to paint the rest of it. So he's still in raw form at the moment, but that's my next project. Now, the other thing I finished up was this Ghost of the Red Baron that I did. And obviously I lit him up. So put red LEDs in the eyes. I might have shown you the start of this. Put a blue LED down here on the bottom just to kind of give it a ghostly look, you know, shining up onto the skull. The skull, I did several washes in black over a white base. A little bit of yellow on the teeth, not much. A little bit of brown, but it turned out good. And then in the base, I installed a switch, and I went on and did a wall wart on this one instead of running it off a 9-volt battery. And as you can see, there's the control board on the bottom. I get all my control boards from Randy at Voodoo Effects, and this is a very simple 4-port board. And you can see I've got a toggle switch in there, and then the adapter. I had to raise it, so I made some little acrylic peg feet there to elevate the base just enough, you know, so it would give clearance for the switch, and the board and everything's just kind of hanging down. It was making it not sit flat, but pretty happy with that. The chrome's pretty good on this. I think Atlantis did a great job. Never thought we'd see this kit reissued again, and I have my original still sitting next to my bed, as it has been for the last 30 years, in a glass cabinet. And but this one I decided to put some lights in, and I might get another one, you know, just to fiddle around with. They're a lot of fun, so I was glad to see this back out again. So if they reissue this, there's a hope for a zillion other kits that we've always wanted to see reissued that we never thought would get reissued. So the other thing I'm working on is this little boat kit. This is an oldie. This is an old Monogram kit, and it actually, this particular one was a serial promo, or given as a serial promo, so it didn't come in the regular box. It came in a little cardboard premium box, but the box art on this original kit is really wonderful. It's very small. It's actually 1/25th scale. This comes with a figure and an outboard motor. It goes in the back of it. So I'm just doing some body work on it. It had some pretty bad seams. It was glued together. The whole kit has been glued together and then disassembled. So it's kind of a little bit of a glue bomb. So I got some putty in there right now and working with that. So I'm going to smooth that out, and then I'll throw some paint on it. And the other thing I was going to show you, for you Hot Wheel guys out there, I was digging through some of my stuff the other day, and I ran across this. This is from the 7th annual Hot Wheels convention that was up in Toledo, 1993. So this is 30 years ago, and this is signed by Larry Wood. Looks like I got a little bug chew on the side there from something. I don't know where that was at. Probably Silverfish or something down here. Silverfish are notorious for chomping on cardboard. But anyway, signed by Larry Wood. And it's a Purple Passion. You know, it's one of everybody's favorites, and it's got the Tampo, the 7th annual convention on it. So it's a good piece, and I honestly forgot that I had it. And so I'm going to get that in one of my cabinets out of the way and get it back out. But other than that, I'm just, I've got both my Yellow Fang kits are in primer. And the kits are really good. The 3D prints, they forgot a few things. There's no parachute cut out on the back of it. And I'm really, the thing with the 3D printed stuff is it's really brittle, and I'm afraid to cut into those bodies. I'm afraid I'm going to shatter them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a chute pack, a 3D printed chute pack, and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to make a V cut in it where it will fit up into the body and kind of give it that look that it's recessed in the body, but it won't be. It's actually just going to be the chute is cut to adapt to the body rather than cut the body to adapt to the chute. I just don't want to take a chance of destroying the kit. We've already had a few bad experiences with some of the 3D printed stuff, and not just with trying to modify it ourselves, but with shipping. This stuff is really prone to breakage and shipping, and a lot of these guys just don't pack this stuff well. I've got another kit coming, and my buddy Chuck just got it, and one of the pieces, one of the small figures, the hand was broken off and missing in the packaging, so he's kind of trying to get that sorted out with the company, hopefully get a replacement piece for it. But it's, you know, in the case with the Yellow Fangs, the chassis on the 1/24th scale one is very, very fragile. I have broken it multiple times already just in handling, and it's easy enough to glue with CA glue and put it back together. You could shim it with some aluminum, you know, to make it sturdier if you wanted to. You really don't see much of it because it's all gets crammed up inside that body when it's finished, so you don't see a whole lot of it. But just working with getting it up in the body is a real trick. It's very low tolerances, and Chuck and I both have modified these things. The motor's the same way going in. So I've been in there with a sanding stick trying to make everything go together easier, because you figure you're going to have another millimeter of paint on there once I get done painting these things. So it's going to be even tighter. So I'm making everything just a little bit bigger than tolerance to get everything to just kind of go on there the way it should. So we'll see what happens. So I don't know how many of you are fooling with the 3D printed stuff, but a little more finicky, a little different animal to deal with, even than the resin. It's just not quite the same. I've got a really cool kit coming. This week should be here that I'll show you guys coming up, but I won't get into that right now. I'll show you that. There'll be another surprise this week. But other than that, the weather's finally starting to break here. I'm still kind of playing catch up with my house and everything since we got back, so I haven't done a whole lot of work, but I did get into this deal with the Sopwith Camo, and I couldn't put it down. I mean, I pretty much put it together over the course of a few hours over 3 days, you know, so it probably only took me a total of maybe 3 hours, you know, start to finish with the decals and everything. So they're easy to build and they're super fun. So anyway, and there's a lot more stuff in the heap over there. I mean, as you can see, stuff is piling up back in there. So still got work to do. I'm painting on another one of those hydroplanes for a friend of mine. I got the bottom done. I got to paint the top of it, but I haven't shot any candy in a few weeks because the heat and the humidity have been so bad. I'm hoping to get some paint on that AMX too that I've been fiddling with, the 16 scale AMX. That's coming up. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go for now. I will check in again soon. And thanks again for tuning in. If anybody wants a shop card, contact me. I've still got a few left. I'll be glad to send you one. I've sent out a few last week. I had a few people contact me while I was gone. So they're on the way. And I've gotten a few cards in, which I'll try to get caught up on those on the next video too. Thanks again. I will see you soon. Have a good one. Hope everybody's building.